and yet he only wore the hue once a month, maybe not even that often. She didn't mention the ridiculous text messages. Best to let him think they didn't bother her that much and get him back when he least expected it. She flicked invisible lint from her black skirt. "It's Thursday, is it not?"
"It is, but even if it wasn't, I'd still know. Nothing else puts that look on your face."
"What look is that, exactly?"
He slid his hands into his pockets. Pure, unadulterated longing. I've never seen anything like it.
"Only every Thursday for the last 9 years. She leaned forward and dropped her elbows to the desk. "It's your fault, you know. You're the one who introduced me to them." Noah reached out and moved her nameplate several inches to the left. It drove her crazy. No matter, she'd rearrange the items on his desk tomorrow morning before he came in.
"I didn't know I was creating a monster."
Mia laughed. "Too late for hindsight. Want me to bring some over tonight?"
"Sure."
She didn't have to ask what flavor he wanted. Noah was as consistent as her doctor's appointments. When he found something he liked, he stuck with it. Long ago, she'd noticed he usually ordered something he'd had before when they went out to eat, and once asked him why he never branched out.
"What if I try something new and it's not as good?" he'd said.
"What if it's better?" she'd returned. But he wouldn't be swayed. Wasn't worth the risk, he maintained, and she'd let it go. She made a mental note to add a 10-piece of plain wings to her order tonight and swiveled aimlessly in her chair. "How's your day been?"
"Boring, full of client meetings, but you know that."
"If not, I'd be the world's worst administrative assistant. Speaking of meetings, you've got one more in..." She checked her watch. 10 minutes.
"I do?"
"Darcy Lane, here to discuss her new fitness center."
"Right."
He put his palm flat on the desk and leaned in a little. His eyes brightened with excitement.
"So, I had lunch with my dad today."
She smiled, ignoring the pang of jealousy at his casual mention of spending time with his dad. There was a time she and her parents got together for regular meals, too. Now, she couldn't even remember the last time. "Yeah?"
"He's going to announce his plans to retire. This week, probably."
"Really?" They'd been expecting it. Mr. Agnew had been dropping hints about retiring for the last 3 years. Mia didn't blame him. He was in his 60s and had built an impressive architecture firm of 50 employees that had become known around Denver for modern, sustainable designs. He'd earned a break.
"Yep," said the principals would look to promote one of the associates after he left.
When Mia had started this job many years ago, it had taken her a while to learn the titles and hierarchy structure of architects at the firm. CEO, principal, associate, architect, intern. But eventually, she'd gotten it straight. Mia rubbed her hands together. "Which means a junior principal position will open up and it will have your name on it." He shrugged.
"Maybe. I don't want them to pick me just because I'm the founder's son."
She snorted. "Son or not, you're the best candidate. No contest."
"Thanks,"
he said, chewing on his lower lip.
"I'd love the opportunity. And I know it would make my dad proud."
He ran a hand through his hair, leaving an errant lock sticking straight up in the back. "Noah," Mia scolded. She stood and beckoned him to lean over. He obeyed, and she smoothed his hair down, a ritual they performed at least twice a week. "Better."
"Thanks."
He turned toward his office.
"You'd better get out of here."
"I will as soon as your 3 o'clock arrives." He started down the hall to his office just as Julia and David, both architects like Noah, came from the opposite direction. Julia paused and flashed him a smile. "Hey, Noah." He offered a polite greeting, but kept moving, and Mia scowled at his back. No matter how many times she brought it up, he always brushed off the suggestion Julia was interested in him. Julia, looking poised and elegant in a gray dress and heels, veered off into the break room while David turned to where Mia sat.
"I can't find the Trudeau file."
She blinked, disarmed by his clipped tone. She shouldn't have been, though, because he always spoke to her like that.